Welcome to ICS Live Lounge at the end of day 3. Really distinguished ICS members with me today, representing both education but also the true multidisciplinary nature of ICS. And we're here to talk a bit about our highlights of the Congress so far. And Angie, you were mentioning earlier that you've got an agenda, so let's have it.
So I think highlights of the meeting so far have been actually some of the workshops. It's been really nice to have such a mix of workshops throughout the course of the day. So as well as the scientific sessions, you can go into specific sessions that are more about certain aspects of your daily role or things or groups of patients that you may not see as often, but actually to get an update in them. Some of them have been really good hands-on. There's been great case-based discussion and little sort of vignettes to take back to practice for populations of patients that aren't necessarily your bread and butter, but patients that you're seeing through and you don't always have the information for. So I think that's the workshops have been great along the way.
And Shannon, what's your take home?
Well, I mean, this has been a jam-packed 4 days. So first I'll highlight the early career session. One, because you were the keynote speaker.
Gosh, thank you.
And I really just loved this session. I think that the future of ICS is really our early career professionals, and it's been great to hear from them about what they need. And this session that we decided to do this year was really on research. And I mean, just as you spoke about your kind of research career and kind of challenges that you've had, the difficulties along the way, some sort of take-home messages about mentorship and communication and, you know, just finding something you're passionate about. I think those things really resonated with our early career professionals. And I wanted to take some of that energy and that drive and sort of bring forward to the next ICS and sort of build on some of that with our early carear folks.
Yeah, I think that that commitment to early career professionals is clearly something we started quite a few years ago now. It's a real investment. We have a bunch of old folks like me. But we do need to think about succession planning, and one of those key messages there was really you get involved, and there are multiple opportunities to get involved in ICS, aren't there? And clearly, Angie, you are a spearhead and a flag waver for nursing, and I know you wanted to talk again a bit about some of what you had to say this morning in that really exemplary state-of-the-art lecture.
Thank you. I think it's one of the things, it's not just for nursing, it's for the allied health professionals as well that I want to spearhead, because actually as part of a multidisciplinary team alongside the medics, the scientists, it really is about the true package of care. I think we've had some great stuff going on in the meeting with the nursing forum, the physiotherapy forum, but actually I think one of the things that would be great to work on, because we are having issues with sustainability of workforce, one of the things was we're not getting new people into the field. We need to get more early career professionals from a nursing and physiotherapy background, and it will be great to then develop them in a multidisciplinary style at the early stages within the early careers or professionals careers section, to then, if we start them all together early, developing it along from there would be great.
I totally agree. I think one of the things that we've set up here at ICS is our mentor-mentee program this year, and that's really for all disciplines. So our mentors can be our nursing professionals, our allied health professionals, physical therapists, our geriatricians, our surgeons, really we need all of those disciplines to be mentors to our new field of early career professionals.
And I think it would be lovely within the mentorship to actually see some cross-professional mentorship, because I think there are several different aspects that we can help. We need to help understand each other's roles better and ways in which we can develop things together. And I think some cross-professional mentorship opportunities is going to be fabulous as well.
I think obviously one of the great advantages of ICS being multi-professional, but I think it would be nice to move on to interprofessionalism, wouldn't it? We have themed scientific sessions, but we will see the conservative therapy session. Very few surgeons. I think that cross-fertilization would be useful. It needs quite a bit of insight to understand the restrictions of that which we operate individually. and we often work in ignorance, and realizing what one another does and the science that's going on in other disciplines is really important. And I will willingly go and see surgical sessions because I learn from that. But I see little the other way. And as a persecuted minority in ICS of the 3 physicians, it's really important that we know the whole gamut of what's going on in the field. I like what you said about workshops where less common patients. I think the resurgence of pelvic pain, difficult to treat, really needs a lot of work with seeding a bit of thought.
Yeah, I think there was several that looked at separate populations. So I attended one looking at patients with multisystems atrophy and Parkinson's. I attended one looking at long-term care facility patients. So it's particular populations that aren't necessarily our bread and butter. I also really agree with you on that cross-fertilization. As much as from a nursing perspective and from a physio perspective, yes, the conservative management is our bread and butter, but we like to attend the surgical bits because we want to understand that cohort of patients that do then go on to things, what it is, what's their journey going to be, what's their expectations, because it helps us with counselling. But again, conversely, it would be so lovely to see the surgeons coming in to understand what the first steps are and what their patients can be, because many of them still don't go through those conservative steps first to truly understand the benefits of the package of care for people.
I think a couple of the workshops, specifically the OAC workshop on the first day, really did a great job of that, because it was a workshop that had both the colorectal surgeons and had pelvic floor physical therapy. So you really got to learn about how to treat these disorders from both the conservative side and the surgical side. And I think those sort of workshops where you have this interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary are incredibly important for our membership. So I think we've done a good job of it this year, and we're going to do an even better job of it next year.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I think we're all looking forward to Maastricht in 2026, particularly as the added benefit of the international consultation on incontinence in the 8th iteration, really high-powered international expert panels are going to really update guidelines and integrated with the interprofessional science of ICS. So I think it'll be all good for next year.
I think
Thank you both for coming along, and thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.